Oh, I'm going to Africa myself, Townsend.
You think that's wise, sir?
I don't see why not. The doctor's given me a clean bill of health. And we must show the President that Britain takes these negotiations seriously.
Two of us from the department, the permanent undersecretary and his deputy.
Just the permanent undersecretary, Townsend. You're staying here.
With respect, Sir Willoughby, I have drafted our position personally.
Oh, quite. And very well, too. So well, in fact, that I shall have no difficulty in handling it.
I didn't mean that, of course, sir.
Of course you didn't. But we need someone to hold the fort here, to liaise at this end with HMG. With something as delicate and secret as this, our choice is seriously curtailed.
You or me?
Thank you. Exactly. Our suntan friends will feel very flattered if I go out there and flaunt my decorations at them. With so much at stake, we can't afford to miss a trick, or the Russians will be in there like a shot.
That's certainly true.
Good. Good. Then it's all settled then.
Sir Willoughby? Sir Willoughby? He's dead.
Morning. Sorry if I disturbed you.
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, I had a weird dream.
Well, if you scoffed Jews and pickles at midnight, what do you expect?
No, it wasn't a nightmare. I dreamed I was awake. And I watched you come into the room, looking at me lying in bed. I could see myself quite clearly, too.
Fancy some breakfast?
Yeah, I'm ravenous.
Right, I'll see what I can do. Want it in bed?
Oh, no, thanks. Had enough of being an invalid.
What do you fancy doing today?
Don't you have to go into work?
Work? What work? Helping Roy Martindale play with his toys.
Oh, don't knock it. Martindale might be able to help me sort out what's been going on.
What do you mean, what's been going on?
Well, what's been happening to me?
You've been ill, you had a breakdown, that's all.
No, that's not all. I want to be able to remember all of it. Right now, I can only just see some of it, just pieces.
It'll come back in time when you're ready.
I am ready, I want to.
Oh, but could you cope with it?
Oh, Martindale could tell me that, couldn't he?
No!
Hey, what's up?
Sorry, I just don't think you should get mixed up with Martindale any more than you can help.
That's very melodramatic.
Yes. Yes, well, I just think some of the things he does can be dangerous. Just don't want you taking any more risks. Not yet a while, anyway.
Okay. You were standing over there. In my dream. You were standing over there, looking at a picture of Julia. Doesn't matter. It's only a dream.
Morning.
Good morning. Something wrong?
Oh, before I came up here and got mixed up with you lot, I'd have shrugged it off, but... Well, I've got the feeling that Michael is in some sort of danger.
Oh, Tom, I know your hunches.
I'm sure there's something threatening him. Intuition.
I think you should trust your instincts, but don't feed your fears.
Any news on the Elgis inquiry?
What? Elgis inquiry.
Good morning, Roy.
Morning. Tom?
Well, 3 innocent people died, were poisoned in a secret experimental drugs unit. I assume there'd be a public inquiry.
Well, I hardly think that's necessary.
So the whole thing gets swept under the carpet.
Tom?
Well, we're not responsible for Elgis.
We're all responsible.
Oh, don't you think that's a little high-flown?
No. No, I don't. I want to see whoever was responsible found and made to pay.
I should remind you, Tom, that you signed the Official Secrets Act, like the rest of us.
Oh, that's right. Wheel out the secrecy laws, serve D notices all round, and hope the whole thing will get forgotten. Well, not this time.
I don't think it's in our best interest to draw attention to our work here.
What is being done?
Sorry, classified.
I think there's some sort of conspiracy going on.
Conspiracy, Tom.
We keep touching on it, but never really getting to grips.
And what is the aim of our conspirators? To take over the world?
Maybe.
Oh, honestly.
Yes, honestly. It's not impossible.
To take over the world?
Well, not by force, not with guns.
How then?
With the sort of weapons we're using here. Something much more powerful than guns. Minds.
It's not a complete impossibility.
Scott Erskine doesn't think so.
Really? And has he put forward any suggestions as to who might be the mastermind behind it?
Sorry. Classified.
Did you want something, Roy?
Yes. Yes, I wanted Tom, actually. Do you mind?
Not at all.
I'd like to talk to you about a new line of research.
Oh?
Yeah, I want to do some work on out-of-body experiences, psychic journeys, astral traveling.
Leave your body behind and fly off into Never Never Land.
If you like.
I don't think so, Roy.
Pity. Oh, we'll talk about it another time. By the way, how's your brother now?
Oh, he's coming along slowly.
Good. Keep me posted, won't you? No problems?
Apart from the amnesia and a few odd dreams, no?
Yes, well, can't do much about the amnesia. That'll take care of itself in its own time. Dreams, you say?
Nothing to worry about. Just rather vivid and realistic, that's all.
Interesting area, dreams.
Who's afraid of Sigmund Freud?
Is Michael on his own while you're here?
No, his friends call round to see him, including a surprising number of pretty girls. He manages a very full social life without having to stir himself at all.
I shall miss all this when I go home.
Ah, the good life.
The wine, the women.
Well, you can drink at home, can't you?
There's a strong Muslim element in my country. The old man himself is quite strict.
The old man?
The president.
Not your family.
Good God, no, man. My father's a typical Western liberal. He's almost as civilized as I am.
What have you got to worry about?
Mike, you're a good friend, but you can be very naive. My father happens to be Minister of Justice and a Vice President of the Republic. We can't afford to risk upsetting anybody.
Oh, politics.
It's bad enough my father being such a nut about Scotland and playing the bagpipes after dinner.
He doesn't, does he?
I tell you, the years he spent at this university have marked him for life.
Oh, Hamish, I'm going to miss you.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm so glad you came out of hospital now. I was afraid you'd still be there when I left.
No way. When you go back, I'm going to give you a send-off you're never going to forget.
I'll drink to that.
Hi. Hello, Hamish. How are you?
Tom.
Anne, have you met my friend, Hamish Maboto?
Hamish!
That's right.
Pleased to meet you.
Do you want a drink?
Oh, no thanks.
No, we're going for a Chinese. Can we get you one?
Oh, great, as long as she's pretty.
You're a fraud, Michael Crane. You're obviously completely fit.
Now, look, why don't you two go and enjoy yourselves and stop worrying about me? Hamish and I'll get ourselves something to eat.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course I am. And don't you be too late back or I'll bolt the door on you.
It's all arranged. I shall lead the British delegation. And I've taken care of all the problems at this end. No, there'll be no announcements. This is a completely secret operation. Thank you. Goodbye. Miss Welling, you're admirably punctual. Do come in.
Thank you.
Glass of sherry? Have a rather good Amontillado, which I shipped directly from Jerez.
I'd rather have something a bit stronger, if you don't mind.
Whiskey?
That'll do nicely, thanks.
Splendid. Do sit down.
With ice, please.
Certainly not. I'm sorry.
You don't have any ice?
Not with 12-year-old Glenn Irvin.
I don't suppose you've any lemonade, either.
No.
You've obviously never lived in Scotland.
Well? What have you to report?
It's going very well so far. But it's a touch slow. Can't be helped. He's proving more difficult to condition than we'd anticipated.
Can't you speed it up?
Not without danger of something going wrong. And we wouldn't want that to happen, would we?
I'm only interested in results, Miss Welling. I don't much mind how they're achieved.
It's all very well for you. You don't have to sleep with him. Or wouldn't you mind that either?
That was the Symphony No. 5 in E-flat by Sibelius. And as the conductor said...
More wine?
Just a quick one. Then I must go.
I'd like you to stay.
Now you tell me. Well, I'd like to stay, but... well, not tonight.
Why? Is it Julian?
No. It's Michael. I want to keep an eye on him.
I wish I didn't trust your intuition so much.
Mike? You okay? It's all right, it's all right. Don't worry about it. Quiet, please. What was it?
It's another of those weird dreams.
You want to tell me about it?
I was flying over the city. Only it wasn't a dream, it was real.
What do you mean?
I know it was real. I knew when it was happening, it was real. Through the wall, I was in a flat, Anne's flat. I saw her asleep. What's happening to me, Tom? Am I going out of my mind?
No, of course you're not. Out of your body, maybe, but not out of your mind. How long have you been having these dreams?
I'm not sure. I know I had some when I was in the hospital.
Did you?
I can't remember much about them. I can't remember much about anything when I was in there.
Oh, well, you were under sedation most of the time.
Yeah, perhaps that's what caused them.
Maybe. Come on, you try and go back to sleep. We'll talk about it in the morning, okay?
Yes. Yes, I'd like that very much. I'll keep you informed of our progress. Goodbye. Tom.
You asked me yesterday if I'd help you with some experiment.
Which you didn't fancy.
I've had second thoughts.
Oh, excellent.
I'm not saying I will yet, but I'd like to know a bit more about the subject.
Out-of-body experiences is the name which scientific investigators have agreed upon for a range of phenomena that have been known about for centuries, such as astral projection, traveling clairvoyance. There's a substantial body of literature on the subject.
Could you let me have some of it?
Certainly.
What makes you interested in this right now?
Oh, no particular reason. It's been on my list of areas for investigation for some time.
And why do you think I can help you?
Well, it seems to me that you have all the right qualities. We already know that you have considerable powers as a sensitive. We also know there are many aspects that you have chosen to reject and suppress. Maybe more than we're aware of so far.
So?
Well, the majority of out-of-body experiences are involuntary. But we also know there are certain people who can harness this effect and enjoy out-of-body experiences at will, choosing not only when they occur, but also where they travel to.
You don't think I could do that, do you?
I think it's possible. I don't know what you're capable of. You must uncover all your powers, see if they can be harnessed.
Hang on, I'm not a shire horse, you know. Maybe I don't want to be harnessed or uncovered.
So, it's your duty as a human being. Don't you see that? The work we're doing here is immensely important. Science has pushed forward on so many fronts. We've put men on the moon, machines on the planets, we've split the atom, developed nuclear power. We're even on the threshold of developing the power of the sun itself.
Well, yes,
and yet we've barely scratched the surface of the potential power of the human mind, which has already achieved all these things. We must investigate it, learn how to use it to the full.
As long as we appreciate the risks involved in the investigation.
There are always risks in exploring new territory, pushing back the frontiers, challenging the accepted limits. Where would we be if men had never taken risks? We'd still be living in caves. God alone knows that was risky enough in itself.
Maybe.
Think about it, Tom. You have an enormous opportunity if you're prepared to accept it.
What do you mean? An opportunity?
You would have a place with Columbus, Vasco da Gama, all the great explorers. We're going to open up whole new worlds that most people never even dream of. Come with us.
Thanks. It's a fascinating offer.
It's an offer you can't refuse. Mustn't refuse. We need you.
I'll think about it, okay?
Aye, still at it.
Hamish?
Tom?
Yeah, I didn't notice at the time. Hey, good evening.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, you should have come.
Well, I wanted to get on with this.
Do you want a coffee?
Yeah, thanks.
Hamish?
No, thanks. I won't stay. I've got some notes to write up, and I want to get them finished before my girlfriend comes back tomorrow.
You sure?
Sure, I'm sure. I'll give you a ring, okay? Tom?
Good night, Hamish.
Bye.
Cheers. Poor old Hamish. He's missing Jane.
Are you going to take her back with him?
I shouldn't think so. He's destined for great things, and a white wife might be a handicap to him.
Yeah.
You haven't read all that tonight, have you?
Yep.
Oh, must be interesting.
Fascinating. Mike, these dreams you've been having,
Oh, they're weird.
they started when you were in the hospital, didn't they?
That's right.
Can you remember the first one?
Yeah, I think so. Only like I said, my memory of what happened in the hospital is a bit weird.
Yeah, right.
First time it happened, I thought I'd died.
You will.
Well, wouldn't you? I mean, there I was, lying in a hospital bed. I felt so strange. I felt this kind of vibration right through my body, and the next thing I knew, I was floating on the ceiling, looking at myself lying in bed. What would you think?
I don't know.
I thought, Christ, I must have gone. I remember thinking, so this is what it's like. It wasn't actually as bad as I thought it would be.
Only, of course, you weren't dead.
Yeah, I actually watched a nurse come in, and she seemed quite happy with me, so I knew I was okay.
Did you tell anybody about this experience?
Not at first. I just assumed it was some sort of hallucination caused by the drugs they were giving me.
Not at first, you said. You told somebody later.
Yeah, I told Martindale, I think.
Did you? Yeah, well, that fits.
Hey?
Oh, no, man. Just another little bone I have to pick with him.
Well, he seemed interested. He never said anything particular about it.
No, he wouldn't. That wouldn't be devious enough for him.
I don't follow.
Never mind. Just try and concentrate on remembering what you can.
Well, it's like I said. It's all just fragments in my mind. Things just keep coming and going.
Well, don't worry about that.
I can't help worrying. I don't like having damn great holes in my life. I mean, I might have murdered somebody for all I know.
I don't think you did. Though I'd still like to know how you came to be wandering around Caithness when you were supposed to be on a tour of European universities.
European Now, wait a minute.
You had a grant.
No. That was a blind. That was a blind, I remember.
What do you mean that was a blind?
It was a cover. Martindale arranged it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I've got it. I was helping Martindale with an experiment. Now, he wanted to push things to the very limit.
Using you?
Yeah, that's right. I volunteered.
That's completely beside the point.
Well, we knew you'd want to stop it.
You're damn well right I'd have wanted to stop it.
Martindale dreamed up the idea of my travelling Europe on a scholarship so that nobody would wonder where I was.
And what were the experiments?
Trance-induced ESP and telepathic communication over long distances. Yeah, that's right.
Trance-induced? What sort of trance? Trance is brought on by drugs?
Yes.
How bloody dare you use my brother as a guinea pig in something like that? Who the hell do you think you are, Martindale? God?
Michael volunteered. It's his choice.
Was it? I wouldn't put it past you to have planted that in his mind.
Now, Tom, please, calm down.
No, I won't calm down. You were gambling with Michael's life.
There was no particular risk.
Of course there was a risk. You nearly destroyed his mind.
That was caused by something entirely different, you know that.
I don't know anything of the sort.
Brought on by delayed reaction to Julia's death.
Are you saying you had nothing to do with it?
Of course I didn't.
Or with what happened on Elgis?
Certainly not. How can you imagine that
Oh, I can imagine quite easily. You were quite happy to pump LSD and junk like that into my brother for your experiments.
Michael's case was quite different. He was taking part in a controlled experiment.
Which went wrong? Some control.
Which we got right.
So you were lucky this time?
Not luck, Tom. Skill.
And now we've got him more or less right. You want to start playing with him again, don't you?
I really don't know what you mean. You must stop being hysterical.
Out-of-body experiences, that's what I mean.
That.
Yes, that. You knew you'd been having them at the hospital, didn't you?
Yes.
And you wanted to get me involved so you could get at Michael through me, right?
Wrong. I wanted to get you involved, as you put it, because I believe there's every chance that you might be able to achieve something remarkable yourself.
I'm not the one who's had the experience.
No, but you have infinitely more ability than your brother, and as the links between you are so close, it was reasonable to assume that anything he can do...
I can do better?
The half-brother of Mary Queen of Scots, who couldn't attain the throne of Scotland because he was illegitimate, lies somewhere on the south side of that isle. During the Restoration in 1829, all the tombs and burial places in the church were...
You're far too involved to back out now.
Oh, no, I'm not. I was talked into joining the madhouse in the first place with the promise that it would help me to find Julia's killer. Well, Drexel's dead, so that's finished.
Drexel may be dead, but what about the people he was working for?
This mysterious organisation. Do you honestly think there's any chance of getting to them? If they do exist?
The top light shows you Stuart being shot in the street of the town of Linlithgow, and the bottom one is John Knox preaching the funeral service.
Have you spoken with Roy?
He's so obsessed with his work, he doesn't think anything else matters. He doesn't give a damn who or what he sacrifices if he thinks it might help his research. Well, I've met fanatics before, and I don't like them.
Now, the level
Fanatics are dangerous.
That is the original level of the church. 12th century,
Every good academic is fanatical about his or her own subject. They're all obsessed with what they're doing.
Yes. Yes, of course they are. I'm sorry for bending your ear like this. Why don't we get the hell out of here? Come back with me to London. Or the south of France, or the west coast of America, or wherever.
And leave it all behind.
Yes.
You're forgetting something.
What?
I'm an academic too. I have my own work here.
You're with him. You're on Martindale's side.
I wish you'd stop talking about sides, Tom. No one's trying to fight you.
Oh, you could have fooled me.
Sides.
What?
I said I never figured you were a quitter.
I love my country. I love my country. I love...
You love your country more than life itself.
Freedom is more important than the life of the individual. Freedom is more important than the life of the individual.
Hamish!
Michael? Michael? You okay? Come to look. What is it?
No, it's Hamish.
What about Hamish?
Hamish is in danger. He's in danger.
Shh. Take it easy now. It's okay.
I'm okay. I'm okay. There's danger.
Have you been trying to travel?
I did all the things you're supposed to do, and it worked.
You're still not strong enough to go mucking about with this sort of stuff.
I saw it. I heard it in his flat.
What?
There was talks, negotiations. There was a photograph. It's... They said the president was a traitor. Hamish has got to kill him.
Sorry to disturb you.
That's all right. I overslept this morning. Why don't you sit down?
Thanks.
What can I do for you?
Well, I don't know where to start.
Is it Michael?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it is.
Something wrong?
I don't know. Tell me, Hamish, what do you think of your president?
The old man? He's one of the finest statesmen in Africa.
Yes. You don't know anyone who might think of him as a traitor?
Traitor? No one would think that.
Well, that's all right then.
Tell me, what has this got to do with Michael?
Oh, it's just some crazy idea he's got. There's a plot to assassinate your president.
He's been reading too many cheap thrillers. My country's not like that anymore.
No, of course not. And with the talks coming up...
Talks? What talks?
I thought there were some important negotiations coming up.
Not that I know of.
Oh. Well, I must have got it wrong. Look, I won't hang around, keep you from your breakfast.
That's okay, no trouble.
Had an accident?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
That's your president, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Jane knocked it over while she was dusting.
Jane?
My girlfriend.
Hello.
Hello. I'm Tom Crane, Michael's brother.
Yes, I know.
I can't stand by and watch him destroy himself.
I think you're exaggerating.
Am I? He's convinced he can have out-of-body experiences at will.
And you're not?
Why? I don't know what to think, but I know it's not doing him any good.
If he has these abilities, it could do him more harm to suppress them.
Maybe. But he wants me to help him experiment.
And you won't?
No. He'll just start getting himself deeper and deeper in.
Are you sure you're not frightened of what he might find?
Perhaps I am, yes. He'll start looking for what they call second state and third state conditions. Going into other worlds, other existences, meeting the dead and all that.
If he does, it could be fascinating to analyze what happens.
God, you're as bad as Martindale.
No, I'm not. But I'm a scientist, and as such, I am fascinated by any new phenomena.
Back to the guinea pig syndrome.
Excuse me. Dr. Reynolds? Yes. It's for you.
Hello? Yes? Ah, you're just the man. Well, yes, all right, but...
Is there something wrong?
That was Scott Erskine.
I thought I recognized the voice. What did he want?
Me. In London tomorrow. This is all a bit cloak and dagger, isn't it?
I find officers somewhat inhibiting. I hear you're not happy
Really?
about the way the Edinburgh unit's being run.
Are you?
Which particular aspect concerns you?
Did you know Roy Martindale sent my brother off on a dangerous experiment and persuaded him to lie to me about having won some sort of scholarship to visit European universities?
If what you say is true, I'm sure Roy Martindale had very good reasons. Shall we walk? I gather you've been thinking about pulling out of the work.
Yes,
Why?
it's dangerous and unethical.
Unethical? And by whose scale of ethics?
Mine. I just can't trust Martindale anymore.
Why do you say that?
He's blinkered, fanatical. He'll do anything to get his own way and cover up anything that doesn't suit his book.
Yes, that's a fair assessment of some of his qualities.
Then how can you support him?
He's also brilliant, and the work he's doing has immense potential.
Michael, my dear chap, how nice to see you.
Hello, Doctor.
Do sit down. Oh. How are you feeling now?
Oh, much better, thanks. But I've been having some weird experiences lately.
Oh, go on.
Well, I thought they were just strange dreams. If you remember, I told you about them while I was in the hospital, but I never thought much about them then.
I remember, yes.
I don't know what to make of them. At first, I really did think they were some kind of hallucination. But I've been reading some of the stuff you gave Tom, and...
Yes?
Look, I've got to know if these experiences are genuine.
Michael, I don't know how I can... Does your brother know that you've come to see me?
No, he won't help. But I've got to know. First, you thought it was Drexel.
It was Drexel.
But Drexel said he was working under orders, and you believed him. Whose orders?
I'm convinced there's some sort of organization at work. And I think it uses an omega sign as a symbol.
Anything else bothering you?
I don't think you'd believe me if I told you.
Try me.
What would you say if I told you that my brother, after a supposed out-of-body experience, believes he's come across a plot involving a friend of his? A plot to kill an African politician.
Who is the friend?
Hamish Mboto.
Marcus Mboto's son.
The same.
And who is the politician?
Dokane.
Dokane. The old man of Africa. I gather you're setting up talks with President Dokane.
How do you know about them? All information is highly restricted.
So I gathered.
If there has been a breach of security, I must know.
There may well have been, Mr. Townsend, but I'm afraid we can't throw any light on that.
All I can tell you is that there has been a suspicion of a challenge to Dokane's leadership. Such a change would be against British interests.
Crane?
We believe there may be a plot to assassinate President Dokane.
What? How did you come by this information?
I can't tell you that. You'll have to take our word for it.
Anyway, all we're doing for now is warning you that it's possible.
It's preposterous.
I'll keep you informed of any developments. But for now, I'd ask you to redouble your security precautions.
Yes. Yes, of course. Is that all you can tell me?
For the moment. Thank you for seeing us.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'll be in touch if anything happens.
Yes.
There was a frightened man.
I'm not surprised. He took over the ministry only last week. The previous chief died of a heart attack.
What now? Do we tell MI5 and hand over to them?
Good grief, no. It's one thing to put the wind up a jackanapes like Townsend there. But the hard men in the security service would laugh us out of court.
What then?
It's up to you to come up with something more concrete.
I don't care what the risks are. We must finish the conditioning and get him out of there. It's too dangerous. Someone suspects. Crane.
You wouldn't be trying to find reasons for me going back to work in Edinburgh, would you?
Time for lunch first.
You'll have to do something about him. He could be an enormous asset to us, or a grave threat. If he can't be recruited, he'll have to be disposed of.
Now, you simply go through the drill that you've used before to activate the condition. First, you'll need to clear your mind using a countdown technique, and then you must try and remember everything of your past experiences. All right?
Right.
Good. I'll leave you to it now, and don't worry, we'll be monitoring everything and keeping an eye on you. Nothing can go wrong.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What the hell is going on? I told you to keep your hands off my brother.
Look, your brother is a grown man with a mind of his own.
If he has got a mind, it's no thanks to you. Now call this off.
14, 15.
I said call this off!
16. 17.
I can't go on working with Martindale after this.
You have to. If you're to find out anything about these people, this Omega thing, you need the resources of Roy's department.
Oh, I suppose so.
Oh, you look shattered. I'll make some coffee. What's wrong?
It's Hamish. He's in danger.
What? How?
The girl, Omega again. I saw the Omega sign. I must speak to Hamish.
Tom? Of course I'm all right. Why shouldn't I be?
Thank God for that. Look, don't do anything and stay where you are. I must talk to you.
What about? Is it Michael?
Look, I can't talk over the phone.
Surely you can say what it's about.
Does the name Omega mean anything to you?
Omega?
Yeah, that's right, Omega.
Omega.
Hamish?
Omega. Omega.
Hamish, are you there?
Hamish, are you there? Hamish!
Hamish! Come on, quick.
It's all right. It'll be all right.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
It's all right.
The police?
They're on their way.
What do we tell them? What the hell do we tell them?